Benjamin from Joys of Pickleball. Today we're going to be talking about the best pickleball shoes for big and tall men. So if you're just getting out on the court for the first time, you might have some sort of shoe that looks like this, running shoe, really comfortable, very cushy sole. And these are great for moving forward, walking, running, doing light cardio, lifting weights, that kind of stuff. I have a bunch of pairs of these. Absolutely love them. So the first few times I played pickleball, this is what I was wearing. And they work well for casual games, but eventually you're going to start caring about the outcome of the games. And, you know, maybe you want to wipe the smug look off the face of the guy that just beat you. These shoes are not going to cut it. Why? Because you're going to be breaking left and right, and there's just too much give. I knew these were the wrong shoe for me when I went to break, and my toe was literally touching the court through the fabric next to the sole because it had stretched like so far over that I could feel the court. So if this is all you got to get out on the court, use them. Go have fun. Go, enjoy the game. But as soon as you can, you want to get a different shoe because these not so great for pickleball. So what you're going to want to know about court shoes is, as I said, they're going to be firmer side to side. The materials aren't going to be a soft knit upper like you'll have on your comfy workout shoes, right? They're going to be some sort of like a nylon mesh or a composite material or even some hard plastics. So what you need to know is your toe box width. If you go to Pickleball Central, their article about pickleball shoes, they list the toe box width for some of the most popular shoes. Now, a lot of these are older, but at least you can get an idea. And if you don't know your toe box width, you can easily get a ruler, or in my case, I had a tailor's tape, which had inches on one side, centimeters on the other side. But you're going to want to get millimeters. All of the shoes I've seen are measured in millimeters. So in my case, I'm not a true wide and I'm not a regular. I'm like a slightly wide or a generous medium. Typically Nike shoes are too narrow for me. Adidas fit me about perfect. So I had played a ton of racquetball 10 years ago, like as obsessively as I'm playing pickleball now. And I had a head racket and I had a pair of head tennis shoes that they made the same model in a racquetball shoe that was gummier, but I had the tennis version. And I love them. I had them for 3 years and they're amazing. So I'm like, okay, let's go get a head tennis or pickleball shoe. And so I started doing some research and I found the Headsman Revolt Evo 2.0 and it had a slightly wide. So I'm like, sounds like the shoe for me. If I had not known my shoe width and just said, hey, let's get the most expensive head tennis or pickleball shoe they have, I might have gotten the Headsman Revolt Pro 4.0. Well, it's 5 millimeters narrower, probably not going to be a good experience because it's going to be too narrow. So anyway, that's why I keep coming back to get the width right because that's the most important thing. And then you can, you're much more likely to have a good experience. So like I said, I got the head Revolt 2.0 Evo, just like you see on the screen here, in white and blue. Why? It was the only size I could find, only colorway I could find that was in my size. So I ordered these shoes. I got them. They actually fit my foot really well. I only had two problems with them. First problem is when I first started playing pickleball, I was 316 pounds. Pickleball was part of my prescription to get my weight under control and improve my health and all that stuff, which it did. I'm down to like 283 right now, so it's working. But when I first got this shoe, the soles were a little firm for somebody at that weight. So if you're over 300 pounds, keep that in mind. I did mitigate it a little bit by putting in some heavy duty Dr. Scholl's work insoles, which fit into these shoes really well. And at that point, it was pretty tolerable. I actually wore these shoes for 5 months of what I would say pretty intense pickleball activity. I was playing multiple days a week. I was playing 2 times a week, miss a day here and there. But I'd say on average, I was playing 8 to 10 times per week, 2-hour sessions each. So minimum of 16, probably up to 22 or 24 hours a week, which I think is pretty extreme for most casual players. But they held up really well. You can see there's pictures on the website, on the blog post. You can see it on this camera here. The sole is just starting to wear where I drag my right toe. But like I said, I wore these for 5 months. I probably put a year and a half of normal wear and tear on them. And they're still usable. In fact, I still wear these occasionally just to keep rotating my shoes so my feet don't get like hot spots on them and stuff. So I think it's a really good shoe. And if it fits you well, like these will do you well. And they're not that expensive right now. I think they're like, if you can find them in your size, they're under $80. So, grab a pair and you've got your shoe for a couple of years. So the second problem with these shoes, and it has to do with the colorways, is they're white. And as you can maybe see on the camera, these things are filthy. I've tried everything to get these clean. I've scrubbed them, soap, water, brush, magic eraser, the magic eraser does work on the soles. The soles actually aren't terrible, but this mesh is really perforated and there's lots of little nooks and crannies where the dirt can hide. Jet has a pair of these in black with there's like a green lime highlight on the logo, and those are fine because you can't tell they're dirty. So if you can find them in your size in a different colorway, I would definitely recommend staying away from the white. But overall, really good shoe, a really good value for the shoe. The soles are heavy duty. It does everything you need it to do. Like I said, I played these for 5 months. So by that point, I'm like, I'm in. I'm all in pickleball. Let's go. Family's having a good time. I'm losing weight. Jet's loving it. We're all spending time together. It's a positive influence in our life in many aspects. So okay, I'm spending money on this because I love it. So then I decided, well, I'm going to get a true full-blown pickleball shoe. So I did some research and I came up with the Tyler Signature Edition Pro shoes from Acacia. And I originally wanted to get these in a royal blue, which I thought looked really sweet. And the difference between the royal blue ones and the royal blue ones, they have black. There's a few other colorways. Those are the Pro Shot series, which are very similar to the Tyler editions, which is the signature shoe you see here in orange. They don't have a heel lock, and the heel lock is that extra little eyelet next to the top eyelet. And if you don't know what a heel lock is, it allows you to add an extra loop, and then you cross the laces and cinch them up. I'll put a link in the description and on the website so you can see. But I've stumbled upon this on a YouTube video like 4 or 5 years ago, and ever since then, it changed my life. Like I try and avoid shoes that don't have heel locks. In fact, you can see my heads are heel locked right now. So that was the decision on that. And so I got the shoes. I was super excited. I actually ended up ordering these on Amazon because for some reason none of the major retailers could get it to me anytime soon. So I got them, put them on, and immediately I was like, oh no. So first problem with these shoes, on the right one was okay. The left one, the tongue was like folded over on the left shoe. So you put your shoe in, you have this like flap on top of your foot, and it's like a pressure point. It feels weird. So you got to unlace the whole deal, like get it like just perfect. Slide your foot in a certain way, hope for the best, lace it back up, and then you're good to go. So that was really annoying, but once I kind of figured it out, it wasn't like terrible. But it was kind of a bummer. I don't know why they don't make the tongues on these a little better, but that was my experience with that. Second problem was I put these on and I was like, oh no, here we go. My foot is shaped like a wedge, higher at the back, slopes down towards the front of my foot. These feel like if your foot is shaped like a loaf of bread or a log of salami, these are for you. There is so much room, so much volume in the toe box. The width was fine. The width actually felt perfect, but there's so much fabric on top that your foot just slides around. So I put in some heavy duty insoles. It was better, not great. I put in the original insoles with the heavy duty insoles over the top, and that felt really good in the toe box, but now my heel is not down in the heel cup, and so your foot's kind of like, I don't know, it's not in the right position. It's not optimal. Third issue I had with these is in order to cinch them down tight enough to like take up all the slop in the toe box, you end up with these like weird like pinches and folds in the shoe, and it doesn't look like full and rounded like you see in the picture over here. So I was pretty bummed because these are an expensive shoe. You can tell they spent some time designing these. I mean, they're nice shoes. They have an amazing sole. The outer is all like very firm, like plastic. There's like reinforcements around the toe area, so if you drag your toe, like I really wanted to make these work, but for whatever reason they just don't fit my foot. And so I only wore these for about 3 weeks. Here's the other fun part about these shoes. Everybody's gonna make a comment. Oh my God, your shoes are orange. Oh my God, your shoes are so bright. Yeah, I know. I put them on my foot. I tied them. I bought them. I know they're orange. Thanks. It might be okay if it's like a cute girl as a conversation starts, like, oh my God. And then you can talk about your shoes and whatever. But it's everybody. Everybody has to make a comment. And it's not like a positive comment. It's like a tongue-in-cheek, like, I don't know. It's kind of annoying. Maybe I'm antisocial. I don't know. So these were out. So next, I'm like, I'm an Adidas head. Anytime you see me do a video, I'm usually wearing Adidas stuff because their shoes have always fit me well. They make stuff in my size. So when I find stuff that comes out, I buy a bunch of it. And over the years, it's been Adidas. So I have the app on my phone. I buy a ton of stuff from them. Of course, my first move when I'm looking for pickleball shoes is I go to Adidas and type in the app tennis shoes because I'm assuming they don't have a pickleball shoe. One result comes up, and it's like the most plain vanilla. Like if you just pictured an Adidas tennis shoe in your mind, that's basically what it looked like. I wasn't impressed, so I'm like, oh, well, they must not be making tennis shoes currently, or they're sold out or whatever. So I just went about my way. And that's where I ended up with the head shoe, which I was happy with. That's how I ended up with the Acacia shoe, not so happy with. So I started watching the pro events, and I think it was Ignatowicz was wearing a pair of Adidas. And I'm like, oh, those look really cool. Wonder if I can get a pair. And then So I started looking around, and then I found the Adidas Barricade. This is the 2022 model. They have different colorways for 2023. I actually like these colors better. But so I ordered a pair of these because I knew Adidas fit my feet well. But I was a little bit skeptical at first because if you look at the lacing pattern, it's asymmetrical. And I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a marketing gimmick. It's not going to work. But I figured, what do I got to lose? So I ordered them. They show up. I'm super excited. I put on the left shoe. It's like Cinderella's slipper. I'm like, perfect. This is going to be amazing. I cinch them down. These little orange things like pull out as you cinch it down, and it literally hugs your foot as you tighten it. And so it fit amazing. Then I put on the right shoe. Same problem as I had with Acacia's. The tongue is like folded down, making a crease where the toe articulates. And so like I'm tugging on it, unlacing them, futzing around with it, and I would get it to work for a day and then take them off, go back and play the next day, and it would be back, and then I'd have to fiddle around with it. Well, it turns out that it's not poor design, it's just that I'm not very smart. So if you look at the Ultra Boosts, you'll see they have these little tags on them. It's a cosmetic tag. This one says 3 stripes life. They're just for decoration. So when I got this shoe, I'm thinking, oh, the Barricade thing right here, oh, it's just a decoration. I never even thought twice about it. Well, I finally figured out that, hey, it's actually attached to the bottom of the tongue, and if you just tug on it, pops that little crease out of there, and then you can cinch them down, and it's amazing. There is still kind of some weirdness. I don't know why, but in the right shoe, it's not this crease thing anymore. It's just the way the material is. It feels a little weird on my foot, but after playing in it for like 10 minutes, it doesn't bother me anymore. So I think they could improve that a little bit. But overall, these are really great shoes, like heavy duty sole, everything you would expect out of an Adidas shoe. My other concern was, oh no, they're white. This is going to be another disaster like the head shoe. But I'm not completely stupid. This time I bought some shoe protectant and I hosed these suckers down before I played with them. And these shoes have, I would say, 8 to 12 sessions on them on a pretty dirty court. It's an outdoor court. And I haven't cleaned them up or washed them or done anything to them. I just put the protectant on it the one time and went and played, and they still look mint. Like, they're in really good shape. And I feel like if I wiped them down and then reapplied, they'd look brand new. So I was really happy with these shoes, although I initially had some issues with the tongue. So because I'm never satisfied and I like having nice stuff and I'm obsessed with pickleball, I decided to try another shoe. And this time I got these bad boys. And these are like the Mercedes of tennis shoes. These are the Babolat Pro Pulse Fury 3 all-court shoes. Again, I did my research on toe box width. These are like a generous medium or slightly wide, which is right in my wheelhouse. And again, like the Adidas, they have a semi-asymmetric lacing pattern. So, but I'd already had a good experience with the Adidas, so I figured this will be even better. When I first reviewed these shoes, I loved them. And then as I started to play in them more and more, I got really sad because I really love them, but they really don't fit my foot that well. I have the same problem that I do with the Tyler Signatures. The toe box, the width is fine, but the volume is a little much. And if you look at the toes on these, the cinching, the laces don't even start until well past where the toe articulates. And down here, there's really no ability to like cinch it together. So if it doesn't fit your foot and it's too big, you're out of luck. And I'd seen that in some of the reviews, and I was like, yeah, these, whatever. I'm just going to give them a shot anyway. I don't have as much confidence like yanking on the laces. They have these. It's hard to see, but they just have these little strings over here, and I'm just really worried that if I go too hard on them, one of those is going to pop out, and then the shoe's no good. But these have Michelin soles on them. I mean, you can tell these are made by a company that is all in on court sports. Like, these probably will last you for a long, long time. I'd say out of all the shoes I bought, these are the highest quality and have the best build quality. It's just, I haven't found the right way to get it perfect for my foot. Right now, I actually have the original insoles and the heavy duty insoles that I bought for the Tyler Signatures. And I'm having the same problem. Not as bad as the Signatures. It fits my toe box now perfectly, but now my heel is like too high in the cup. And these don't have a real true heel lock on them either, which I was worried about the Adidas not having a heel lock, but that lacing system is the best that I've found so far. So my next move is probably going to be take an insole, cut the toe off, glue it to the heavy duty insole so the toe area is thicker, and then just leave the heel cup alone and see how that goes. It's kind of a bummer because I really wanted to love these shoes. They're just so nice, but again, if they don't fit your foot, they're not going to work. The other issue with these shoes, they're white, and if you look really closely, there's tons of little indents, and there's some perforated material over on the other side. Lots of spots for dirt to hide. Again, hit these with the handy dandy Adidas protector. And I've worn these shoes probably 5 or 6 times now, and they still look cherry. I actually wore these in our tournament that we played in this weekend, and they did really well, but I could feel just a little bit of slop in the toe box. These are a $150 shoe. If you have a large volume toe area, I would definitely give these a try, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make these work because I really love them. So that's that. So that wraps up our big and tall pickleball shoes guide for now. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out our video on our tournament. We have one on the night before, pre-tournament jitters, talking about our expectations and what we're thinking about. And then we also have the follow-up that is the results. Did we win? How'd it go? Did our expectations meet reality? Also, check out the blog. There's a full post that basically highlights everything covered in this video. Pictures, links to vendors, all that good stuff. And then last update, again, we're going to Red Rocks in Utah for the PPA. April 7th and 8th, we'll be there. The tournament's the 4th through the 8th. So again, just like we did for the tournament, we're going to have a pre-trip, what our expectations are, what we're looking forward to. We'll probably actually do a road trip video where we're just jamming in the truck, talking. We're going to have some video of us playing up there, either at the hotel or at the venue. I'm not sure yet. And then, of course, we'll have a wrap-up video. So that's all we got for today. Again, like, subscribe, share. We'll check you guys out next time. Peace.